Flow College in grand fashion in the greatest homecoming on earth. It's the Hampton Pirates and the North Carolina A&T Aggies. Next. Welcome atop Truist Stadium. Spencer Turkin alongside my partner Damian Banks. The greatest homecoming on earth here in Greensboro, North Carolina. G-Ho. You think about all the pageantry and everything that surrounds this game, an entire week of festivities, and yet there is a darn good football game that needs to be played on the field behind us.
And not only is there a football game that needs to be played, these are two teams who are trying to get wins. Yes, it is homecoming. Yes, it is $30 parking. Yes, you smell fish. Yes, you smell ribs. But most importantly, two teams trying to get a dub.
And I think these two teams, more importantly, smell the end zone, especially after their games just a couple of weeks ago. So let's go ahead and look at this quarterback matchup. We'll start with the visitors, the Hampton Pirates. Malcolm Mays, tremendous showing against URI just a few weeks back.
Malcolm Mays, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions versus Rhode Island. Scared the Jesus out of Rhode Island and had to go to double overtime for them to pull out the win.
And now you look at North Carolina A&T against the top 25 ball club on the road at Richmond. Justin Fomby thrust into that starting role due to some injuries, and he comes out and puts on a clinic.
Yeah, Fomby taking advantage of an opportunity with the injury to Kevin White. Fomby, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers on the road at Richmond, double-digit lead versus the Spiders. A&T couldn't hang on, but Fomby played great.
Hampton, North Carolina A&T. It's coming up next right here on Flow College. But first, we're going to send it down to the field as we introduce the third member of our team, Raven Douglas.
Thanks, guys. The energy out here today is absolutely electric for A&T's 99th greatest homecoming on earth. The stadium seats are filling, the tailgate tents are already full, and all I can smell is good food. Now, we're in store for a great day today as the Aggies have prepared and practiced all week with great energy, focusing on eliminating the mistakes and focusing on the details. Hampton has been their only HBCU opponent since leaving the MEAC in 2021. However, the last time these two teams saw each other was just last year for Hampton's homecoming, and that game resulted in a 2-point victory for the Pirates. So the Aggies take the field today looking to defend their home as well. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Raven, as we get set to kick things off at Truist Stadium here in Greensboro, North Carolina. Spencer Turkin, Damian Banks with you. I got to tell you, partner, going to be a good one. Two teams that have known each other for a very long time. They do not like each other very much, but I think it's time for you to provide us with your keys to victory.
Well, let's start with the visitors from Hampton, Virginia. You got to control the line of scrimmage. And when we talked to Coach Boykin for Hampton, he said whether it's 5 technique or 3 technique, they want to control the line of scrimmage. And they want to create explosive plays, chunk plays, 20-plus yards. For A&T, feed off of this G-Ho crowd. The greatest homecoming on earth. You won't see a better atmosphere in college football. And lastly, play mistake-free football. Don't turn it over. No pre-snap penalties. Don't beat yourself. Let your opponent beat you.
And how about this for a statement? Hampton wins the toss, and they said, we want the football.
They said we ain't scared on the road. That's essentially what Hampton is saying. We want to get the ball. We want to drive down the field. We want to quiet the crowd and put points on the board.
So that means Andrew Brown, one of the best kickers, not only in FCS, but in the country, period, will head out onto the field to go ahead and boot this one away.
Donovan Shepard, kicking off for the Aggies.
Donovan Shepard back deep to kick this, to receive the opening kick, along with Brennan Ridley. A perfect day in Greensboro.
Feeling really good about this ball game. Sun's out. Got my binoculars today. We're good to go.
The 99th greatest homecoming on earth from Greensboro, North Carolina is underway. A squib kick by Brown, and this one will trickle out of bounds and will result in an illegal procedure penalty.
You don't see that too often.
No, you do not.
Andrew Brown, maybe wanting to keep it away from the return man. It's going to be good starting field position for Hampton. And
free kick out of bounds.
Malcolm Mays
Ball
Well,
at the
Coach Boykin
35-yard line on the
for
right
Hampton
hash.
a two-quarterback
First down.
system, you will probably see.
We just saw Todd Boyd, the referee, for the first time today, as the Pirates will trot out onto the field as we get a look at the Hampton starting offense, led by Malcolm Mays, who you said a partner against URI, 24 of 28, 253 through the air for 4 touchdowns and no giveaways.
You can throw 4 touchdowns and not turn the ball over. You had yourself a ball game.
And Mays will go ahead and sling it to the outside. He has Pesant, his tight end, and he is ahead to the 43-yard line. So a solid game on the first play from scrimmage for the Pirates.
Just an easy pitch and grab from Mays to Pesant. 8 yards to make it second and manageable.
And how about a tremendous target in Pesant, 6'5", 265 out there, as Burris has nowhere to go on second down.
Yeah, good pressure initially at that front from North Carolina A&T. Made in the backfield.
Elijah Burris on the carry.
Terrell Dudley is going to set up 3rd and short here for Hampton.
3rd and about 3 for the Pirates on the opening drive in this ball game. Twin set for Hampton. Mays settles in, tosses quickly, and completes the pass for a first down. It looks like Dorian Moultrie was the receiver who hauled it in. He was a little slow to get up there. Took a nice stick from Cade Molitor.
That's just too easy for Hampton. Moultrie just turns at the sticks, picks up the first down.
You see TK Pesant just off the line of scrimmage to the top of your screen. Play action, Mays under pressure. He'll roll out, throws on the run, and will it count? No, it will not, as Ridley couldn't keep a toe down. Now there's a flag on the play in the flat.
Malcolm Mays getting away from the initial rush from North Carolina A&T, trying to just make something happen down the field. Let's see what the flag is.
Ineligible player downfield. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So Todd Boyd says you're going to have to back on up a few yards after the ineligible man downfield penalty. A lot of times on those broken plays, you see that happen because the timing is off.
And the offensive linemen, in their brains, they're like, okay, let me hold my block for 1, 2, 3 seconds. And then, I may release down the field, and that's where the flag has occurred.
It'll be 1st and 15 after the 5-yard penalty. So the Pirates back on their own end of the field. A botched snap. Mays giving chase, and he will fall on it back at the 28-yard line. So from good to bad, and now really bad.
Well, what looked like a promising drive, now the Pirates are going backwards, and this is a really good sign for North Carolina A&T. Hampton came out, wanted to get the ball, wanted to make a statement. Now the Aggies here, they can get the football back from Hampton in pretty good field position.
Mays, plenty of time, now on the run, and throws it at the feet of Jaquan Snipes, his 3rd running back in the rotation, as the A&T defense looking strong on the first possession.
Definitely, and now with it being 3rd and Gates Boulevard, you cannot give up. Not just the first down, be wary of a penalty, pass interference, or holding in the secondary. That will be an automatic first down. That would be a killer for North Carolina A&T.
This is an A&T squad that took Richmond to the brink, lost 20-17, a top 25 team, as it looks like Hampton is going for it here on 3rd. The throw over the middle, and that one is intercepted, but a flag comes in.
Let's see what this penalty is, but Malcolm Mays floats it over the middle, and that's a cardinal sin. Let's see what the flag is first.
Looks like it's going to be an eligible man downfield again.
Ineligible player downfield, offense 71.
So that'll be declined, and A&T will be in prime field position on its first offensive possession of the ball game.
You see here on the replay, pressure up front. Mays just escapes and floats it over the middle. And you never want to do that as a quarterback picked off by the Aggies. Great field position to start their first drive offensively.
So Trey Mittman with the interception as North Carolina A&T will start its first drive from the 45-yard line of Hampton. It'll be Justin Fomby working out of the shotgun today for the Aggies. Play action. Fomby has a ton of time, throws over the middle, and completes it to Caldwell. Down the sideline, Jerkari Caldwell. He'll lean into the defender and get shoved out of bounds at the 5.
And that play took an eternity to develop, but you saw Jerkari Caldwell pop open late, and Fomby plenty of time to sit back there and probe. Caldwell catches it, almost gets into the end zone, but sets up first and goal for the Aggies.
And how about Jerkari Caldwell? They're taking some contact at the end, trying to get an extra yard. It's homecoming, man. It's different.
And Caldwell coming off a big game at Richmond, didn't get into the end zone, but over 150 yards receiving for Jerkari Caldwell.
His first 100-yard receiving game. This one stays on the ground. And the Aggies are into the end zone. Cameron Dalrymple, the redshirt sophomore, his first touchdown of the season.
Cameron Dalrymple, he was stopped initially short of the goal line. You see him here probing in the middle, stood up, but kept those legs churning, kept moving, and gets into the end zone for an Aggies touchdown.
And with 11:57 to go in the first quarter, A&T 6, Hampton nothing.
And this is almost a perfect start for A&T. You get the stop defensively with the turnover, create that turnover and turn it into points. Now the crowd is in it, and it's homecoming here in Greensboro.
Andrew Money Brown good for the extra point, and it is 7-0 Aggies. We're back after this on Flow College.
Let's get started. Bill, where's your mask?
I really tried sleeping with it, everybody. Now I sleep with Inspire.
Inspire? No mask? No face?
Just sleep.
Learn more and view important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Clean, effective, all-day deodorant.
You smell amazing.
It's Native. Whoa. Native combines the best of nature with the best of science that neutralizes odor-causing bacteria for long-lasting odor protection. Pick up some Native today.
For nearly 160 years, Dunkhead Apparel has been woven to the history of classic American style. Whether you're chasing the thrill of the hunt or savoring the camaraderie, our new collection is crafted to outfit all of your pursuits. From city streets to dirt roads, embrace the endless possibilities of fall. Our gear is built to keep up every step of the way. Shop now at dunkhead.com.
CBS Tuesday.
Looks like we have a prison break on our hands.
Making a break for it. Suspects on foot.
FBI!
This man's cold-blooded.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
We need to figure out where they're going next before somebody else gets hurt.
There's a 12-year-old girl being held captive by a violent murderer.
CBS Tuesday is FBI night.
We need to work as a team to find her. This is not a game.
New FBI, Tuesday 8/7 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Sports.
Welcome back out to Truist Stadium. Spencer Turkin alongside Damian Banks, the third member of our team, Raven Douglas, down on the sidelines. I got to tell you, partner, 7-0, A&T on top, 11:57 to go in the first. This is just about as good as you could wish it could be if you are Vincent Brown and the Aggies.
And for Coach Brown, this is what he's been kind of preaching since he's been here, trying to strive for excellence. You get a stop on defense, and not just a stop, a turnover. Give yourself great field position. You block them up. You allow Fomby to find Caldwell deep, and then you finish off the drive with that Dalrymple touchdown. And now you got the crowd in it for homecoming. This is a great start for A&T.
Ridley and Shepard back deep to receive as Brown will send it deep this time to just in front of the goal line. Here's Ridley. And he gets popped at the 15. The ball ball is loose, and A&T says they have it. It is Aggies football.
What a hit. You see on the replay, just blasted by number 22. A&T, Daniel Coles.
It's a fumble recovered by
and Wesley Meisenheimer came up with the football.
Yeah, Coles first down on the coverage. And this is what happens when you play a familiar opponent. Homecoming at home. A&T has struggled mightily so far this season, but you wouldn't tell it by the first 5 minutes of this ball game.
I mean, listen, let's just be very honest with everybody that is watching this football game right now. Today was as close to a must-win for this football program as there has been probably in about 5 years.
And when you say must-win, we're saying you got to win. You don't want to lose the community. You don't want to lose the alumni, and it's homecoming. This is going to be your biggest crowd of the season. Now, Winston-Salem State, the crowd was amazing for the first home game of the season for A&T. So this is going to be a huge crowd. The community's involved. You want to play well today.
How about this? I was just informed, actually, by Brian Holloway, the sports information director here at A&T. An extra 1,568 seats were brought in with portable bleachers for this game, and this game is sold out even with the additional seats.
And it's sold out now. You may not see everyone in the stadium because of the food outside of the stadium.
But they're within 3 miles of here.
But we got the money nonetheless.
Fomby working out of the shotgun. 1st and 10 from the 18. Looks back, throws. He's got Coles down the sideline and into the end zone. Daniel Coles, the freshman from Stafford, Virginia, finds pay dirt. 13-0 A&T.
And I saw the play developing as Fomby just waiting for Coles, who made the big play to cause the fumble on the kickoff. Just wide open down the left sideline. And what a series of plays for Daniel Cole and the Aggies.
And how about this start for North Carolina A&T? 3 plays, 2 touchdowns in a total of 26 seconds. Andrew Brown splits the uprights. It's 14-0 A&T here in the first quarter.
North Carolina A&T wanted to come out. That was one of my keys to the game. Feed off of this greatest homecoming on earth crowd, and they've been able to do just that. And it's amazing what happens when you just execute. When you don't hurt yourself and you execute, you create 2 turnovers within the first 5 minutes of the ball game, resulting in 2 touchdowns.
Well, if you are the Hampton Pirates, led by Trent Boykin, who just took over as the head coach on Wednesday, you might need a little regroup session over on that far sideline if you're trying to stay in this football game.
Well, the best thing about this start for Hampton is that it's early. You have time to get your feet underneath you, so to speak, and get back into this ball game. The game just started. So you have plenty of time. You don't want to panic, but you certainly have to play better than you have this first 5 minutes.
And how about Justin Fomby? This is a young man who did not start the season as the starting quarterback. He came in as a grad transfer from Houston Christian. He was the expected starter. It didn't work out of camp. He just stayed positive, helped KJ White while he was starting. He got his opportunity, and he is making the most of it.
Well, they say if you stay ready, then you don't have to get ready. So Fomby didn't hang his head when he wasn't called the starter. Got an opportunity, and now he's making the most of it.
Andrew Brown will send that one through the back of the end zone for a touchback. And so the Pirates will begin this drive on their 25 as Malcolm Mays, who started the day 2 for 4, is going to have to figure something out quick for this offense.
Sorry about that, partner. I think offensively for Hampton, they may want to try to run the football. They average about 190 yards, 192 yards a game on the ground. As a team, they probably want to settle things down and run the football on this drive.
You have a great running back in Elijah Burris, first team all preseason CAA, as Mays will take it on the ground. His helmet flies off at the 32. And now we have a flag coming in, and I have a feeling we're getting a review for targeting.
Big collision on the sideline. You mentioned the lid for Hayes went flying, and Coach Brown is out on the field like, hey, you know, that can't be targeting. If my player is being blocked into Mays, let's see here on the replay, zone read for Mays. He pulls it, goes around the corner.
That's not targeting.
That's not targeting.
If you see, it was actually Kaimari Gray who bumped into Mays, and that's why the helmet flew off.
His own player actually caused the helmet to fly off, and you know that's no targeting on Benjamin Mitten for North Carolina A&T.
There is no call on the play. Hampton number 7 must sit out for one play because his helmet came off.
So Malcolm Mays will have to sit out for a play, which I presume would bring in Chris Zealous, the Greensboro, North Carolina native who played at Grimsley High School just down the road. The starting quarterback last year in this matchup went for 198 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception in the Hampton win. So Zealous will hand it off to Burris. He'll slither through across midfield and into Aggie territory.
That's the best play of the ball game so far for Hampton. Burris finds a little crease, picks up a huge chunk play. That's one of those chunk plays that I spoke about earlier.
Zealous staying out on the field despite Mays being allowed back. Maybe if you're Trent Boykin, you try and switch things up. Play action. Gray on the outside. He's wrapped up, but is able to drag the defender for a few yards. And that'll make it about 2nd and 7.
And Mays losing that helmet may have given Zealous an opportunity here at home. You know, he has family and friends here in the stadium to see him play. Let's hope, if you're a Hampton fan, that he's not overzealous in his approach. You knew it was coming.
Yeah, I did. The handoff to Snipes, and he's able to gain a few. How about this offensive line for the Pirates? You want to talk about massive? How about left tackle Tyler McDuffie, 6'8", 365.
That's a big boy. And what that will do for you is even if you don't create massive holes, you lean on those defensive linemen late in the ball game that'll pay dividends.
Zealous over the middle. That one is hauled in by Moultrie, and that'll be good for a Pirate first down as Hampton sails down the field.
That's a big third down pickup for Hampton as Zealous finds Moultrie. Pretty good coverage in the secondary by Janaz Sumter.
As the Pirates continue to use the ground game to their advantage as Snipes able to gain a first down. And I believe that we are going to have a too many men penalty on A&T as one of the defenders was late getting off.
And Hampton has went with tempo on this drive. And I thought that the running game would be implemented by Coach Boykin and kind of settle the Pirates down on this drive. And with Mays losing that helmet and Zealous coming in, you may see Chris Zealous for an extended period of time in this ballgame.
Listen, if they end up scoring a touchdown here, Coach Boykin told us the hot hand plays.
And he said it's a 2-quarterback system. Basically, the playbook is open for both quarterbacks.
Zealous the keeper. He'll try and work off right tackle and is able to gain a few as the Pirates gain about 3.5 on that one here in the red zone. The Pirates this season, 16th in the nation in red zone offense, 20 of 22.
Let's see if A&T's defense can bend but not break. Big tackle for loss in the backfield there for the Aggies.
So A&T standing strong along that defensive front, backing the Pirates up to the 12. And that'll make it about 3rd and 10 here in the red zone.
Tyshawn Bullock in the backfield for A&T. And that's going to put Hampton in a precarious situation here on third down.
12 on the play clock as Zealous calls out the protection. Drops back under pressure, throws towards the pylon and leads Moultrie a little too long, but a flag flies in.
There's a flag on the foot.
Let's see what the penalty is. Could be in the area of holding defensively.
The initial signal is it's going against Hampton.
And that's going to be a good thing for another ineligible player downfield. And that's 3 so far in this first quarter on Hampton. A&T dodged one there. Thought it may be a penalty in the secondary. But now it's going to back up Hampton even more. And but this is the thing. Will A&T decline it and make it fourth down and force the Pirates to attempt a field goal?
Oh, I don't think that that's even a question. And that's exactly what they do. I would have been shocked if Coach Brown didn't decline that penalty. Let's just say I'm really glad he did.
And again, that's a win for North Carolina A&T. Even if Hampton gets points out of this possession, Pirates knocking on the doorstep for 7 to limit them to 3 would be a win.
Brian Sahoski on for the 29-yard field goal attempt. And that one is good as
Welcome to our world. A world of dirt, drift, and dodging fate. Drift and dodging fate. A world where all of motorsport collides. A world of digging deep, of grit, glory, and bitter defeat. Inhabited by the strong, the fearless, the barely sane. Welcome to our world. Welcome to the world of Nas.
Doesn't have a lot of room to operate. He lowers his shoulder across the 25 and will be taken down at the 26. So a yard risky. Better than a touchback.
That was very risky to let the ball hit the ground. But again, when it's going right for you, if your A&T is going right, now we can see what the offense for the Aggies do with the long field. Has had a short field on their first 2 offensive possessions.
We spoke with Justin Fomby earlier this week, and he mentioned that he's been through some very difficult times. He brought up some suicidal thoughts that he had when he started his football career at the collegiate level, being very far from home. Things weren't going his way. He decided to try and recenter himself. He committed himself to religion. He took a few other steps personally in order to try and improve his mental health and his self-help. And he's done that. He feels like he's overcome his challenges. And he feels like this is the culmination of this portion of the journey. Now, letting it all come together and having some success on the field while being a leader off of it for this Aggie team. As Dalrymple will scatter ahead for a few. It'll bring up 3rd and short. And what was really cool this week, Damian, was at the weekly press conference, Fomby actually brought his entire offensive line room with him, and they stood behind him at the podium. You don't see that too often.
Well, you got to give the big uglies a little bit of love. They are protecting you. They are opening up holes for the running back. So you want to make sure that they're not just being mentioned when it's a holding penalty or it's a illegal man downfield penalty. You want to be able to give your offensive line some shine.
Caldwell, the motion man, he actually slips, Fomby tosses it near sideline. That one almost brought in by Jamison Warren. He had it, he lost it, he had it, he lost it, and then he lost it.
And that was the first down.
Fomby's pass to Jamison Warren, incomplete.
Waiting to happen for Jamison Warren.
There's a flag on the play.
Just a little bit too high.
And it'll be an illegal shift as Caldwell slid and then he came forward. So that will be a 3 and out for the Aggies, as A&T will be forced to punt with 6:37 to go in the first.
You see Hampton trying to find their rhythm in this ball game, coming up with a stop defensively. And barring a big punt here, going to be good starting field position
for the Aggies. Number 46
for Hampton.